So could we begin with what your definition of opulence is, and then move on to your definition of a new faith currency? What do you mean by those things?
Opulence is all needs met all the time, every time, no matter what. It's that simple. It's not just contained with money, but I have been drawn to money because that's been my experience of wondering. I was raised in a different country. I was raised as a minister, missionary kid, and I had a certain frame put around money. For one thing, it wasn't sacred. For another thing, it was something that was always not to be flaunted. You didn't want to have more than you needed. I mean, there was a lot of things around finances, around money. But as an adult, I became a musician, a spiritual mentor. I seem to have taken on all the old ideas of what's not paid very well, right? To be those. And so it has been my journey of really opening up this channel with Mother Mary, of what is abundance really. And I took all those programs, Martha. I took them all. I took them all, and they didn't seem to really work that well for me. And there was kind of a resistance built in them. And when I started asking that question, what does this mean that abundance flows through the Immaculate Heart of Mary? I was like, I want to know what that means. And of course, it started a whole relationship with Mother Mary. And this happens to be the fourth book that we've done together. And as I've opened up to more and more, the new faith currency started to appear. And actually, it came out of a book, which a lot of my instruction comes from reading books and being open to Saint Germain's message. I think it was volume 3 of the I Am Discourses. And somebody was asking around supply, and he says, why don't you just bypass that and just precipitate pure gold? So gold, and let me just say, precipitate is an old term of out of nothing something is created, And I was intrigued by that, and he gave me a challenge to, why don't you try it? So that's how this whole project started. I think of this as a project because it started as a project, an experiment. I'm going to experiment with it, and then I was given the structure of the new faith currency, the scaffolding, you could say, of where to start seeking it and what it is. And I have to say, in the simplest way I can, the new faith currency is just a transcendent way of being with money, being with supply, being with our current system, but it rides on top of the current system. Because you're right, money has so much weight in it. So this is a new faith currency. Yes, it is generated by our faith, but it is so much more because it's a partnership. It's a partnership with the beautiful beings of light, the beautiful company of heaven. This entire team that's working on the new faith currency needs us to be walking on this earth in this experience, because we have the whole history of what's happened to mankind and ourselves. We've experienced, 98% of the heaviness of making a living. When they're saying, dismantle that. It's time to dismantle that. Let us show you a new way of being on earth. So it is a new faith currency of really bringing that place of all needs met, all the time, every time, no matter what.